the human curiosity engine is always revving. We're wired to dig deeper into our world and beyond. It's our insatiable hunger for exploration that's driven scientific breakthroughs. And if we didn't have a thirst for adventure, who knows what other discoveries might have been missed. Even the fun of digging in the dirt as kids has led us to some pretty cool finds. Like those awesome minerals we're crazy about. Digging's where the magic happens. It's helped us uncover tons of hidden secrets on our own planet. Usually, we dig near home, in populated areas, but what if we took a wild ride and dropped something deep into the icy heart of Antarctica? No drill this time, but an actual plunge. Just imagine the rush, the goal, to advance science, because when it comes down to it, that's what curiosity-driven exploration is all about. You know those long tunnels we dig into the ground? Well, they're called boreholes, and they're everywhere. From straight and narrow to slanted, each one has its own purpose. Some help us pull out valuable resources like gas or oil, while others are on a mission to find precious minerals. They also play a crucial role in studying temperatures deep down and understanding how the Earth's crust behaves. But that's not all. There are some seriously extreme boreholes called superdeeps, like the Superdeep borehole. This one's a record breaker, actually making it into the Guinness Book of Records as the deepest hole ever dug straight into our planet's surface. Let's dive into some record-breaking numbers. The Superdeep borehole is an insane 12,261 meters. That's a staggering 40,226 feet deep. But it's not alone. Other super deeps like Bertha Rogers in the US and Germany's KTB borehole are also making waves at depths of 9,583 meters 31,441 feet and 9,101 meters 29,859 feet, respectively. Most of these extreme drilling projects were about finding valuable minerals and uncovering secrets from Earth's underground layers. And just to keep things serious, no silly stunts or crazy experiments here. Scientists took their mission very seriously while digging these incredible holes. You'd think throwing a stone into the deepest hole would be a must-do stunt. But let's get back to reality. We've got some serious exploration to cover. Leaving our northern hemisphere super deep boreholes behind, we're heading south, way south, to Antarctica, the chilliest and windiest continent on Earth. Imagine frosty landscapes and icy gusts that'll make you shiver just thinking about it. Get ready for a chilly fact blast. Most of Antarctica is an icy desert with an astonishing 98% covered by a massive ice sheet. That's the largest stash of ice on our planet. It's like one huge freezer holding about 61% of the world's fresh water. But how did this frozen giant come to be? Scientists think it all started around 5.5 million years ago, when the Drake Passage formed and less carbon dioxide made its way into Earth's atmosphere, triggering a long-term icy transformation. So how did scientists uncover this icy mystery? Well, studying Antarctica's massive ice sheet played a huge role. They also developed an entire science called glaciology, which explores all kinds of natural ice, from the frost on your backyard window to glaciers and even oceanic icebergs. But let's be real, it's expeditions to Antarctica that bring the most exciting discoveries for these icy sliths. Meet Peter Neff, a US glaciologist who went all out to uncover Antarctica's secrets. In 2018, he joined forces with two fellow scientists and embarked on an epic quest in western Antarctica. To get their hands on the perfect ice samples, they took the plunge, literally drilling a jaw-dropping 90 meters, 295 feet deep into the icy surface. So, why go so deep? The answer lies in the past. These ancient ice cores hold the key to understanding what our planet's climate was like hundreds of thousands of years ago. The treasure trove hidden within those ancient ice cores is mind-blowing. The chemical makeup of the water and air bubbles trapped inside hold secrets about our planet's past, kind of like tree rings revealing seasons gone by. But what caught our attention was Peter's fun twist. He decided to add a dash of adventure to his mission. As they finished drilling that 90-meter deep borehole, he casually threw in an ice cube for kicks and filmed the whole thing, turning science into an unforgettable experience. You think this video is chill, but buckle up, it gets wild. As Peter's ice cube hits the bottom of the borehole, the impact sounds just like you'd imagine, solid and straightforward. But then, listen closely, are those cowboys on snowmobiles? Nope, no Antarctic rodeo here. That zipping sound isn't a bullet or any cool guys in town. It's actually science magic, thanks to the Doppler effect, making this icy adventure even more epic. Let's dive into what's really happening here. The Doppler effect is all about how sound behaves when there's motion. Whether it's the source of the sound moving or you, the listener, are on the move. So in this case, as our ice cube falls downwards and bounces off the walls, it starts moving away from the camera, making the sound waves stretch out over time. It takes longer for each successive bounce to reach your ears because the distance between us is growing. Like when you're at a concert and the band moves farther away, their song starts sounding lower and more muffled. This phenomenon isn't just unique to ice adventures. You can experience it in everyday life too. Have you ever heard an ambulance's siren changing pitch as it speeds by? Let's keep exploring. So our ice cube finally hits bottom, but guess what? It still makes that cool echoey sound. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. When we think of sound waves spreading out, most people picture them just shooting straight up like a laser beam. But no, sound waves actually bounce off surfaces. So in our borehole, as the sound wave from the ice cube bounces off the walls on its way back up, it creates that rhythmic heartbeat like echo you hear. And what's behind this symphony? The Doppler effect is at play once again, adjusting the pitch and timing of each bounce based on the distance between us and the bouncing ice cube. Now, let's dive a little deeper into this experiment, literally. Our ice cube has survived its journey and is finally at the bottom of our first test well, but you might be thinking, what if there's something lurking down there? Cue your inner sci-fi fan, imagining a colossal creature getting startled by a falling ice cube. But don't worry, our scientists are about to take us on an even deeper adventure. So, how much more profound can we go? John Andrew Higgins from Princeton Environmental Institute is here to guide us through the experience of dropping that same ice cube into a significantly longer borehole, 137 meters, or approximately 449 feet deep. So, picture this, you're out in Antarctica, braving the harsh conditions, conducting critical research. It's not exactly your average day. The cold is biting, and the stakes are high. But then, you've got this incredible opportunity to test a unique theory, and right next to you, there's a hole in the ice that stretches 137 meters, or about 449 feet deep. I think it's safe to say that even the most disciplined scientist might find themselves tempted to let go of something, just to see what happens at the bottom. Now let's dive deeper, literally, into what happens when you drop something into these icy holes. If we've got sound waves from objects falling at shallower depths, sounding like a high-pitched whistle, then imagine how much more intense the noise would be as they hit bottom at greater depths. It's almost as if you'd have an entire battalion of laser-wielding warriors in the Star Wars universe down there, firing away with every object that gets tossed in. Pew-pew goes the sound. But in reality, scientists have been drilling far deeper into Antarctica than these boreholes ever could. Back in 2019, a team hit a record-breaking depth right here on the continent's western side. In 2019, a team of scientists embarked on an incredible journey, drilling almost 3 days straight to reach a staggering 2,152 meters or 7,060 feet below Antarctica's icy surface. What they uncovered was truly fascinating, taking sediment samples for further analysis and meticulously measuring how temperatures dropped and water pressure climbed at those extreme depths. Now, I'm pretty sure tossing objects into the hole wasn't part of their plan. But let's just imagine if they did throw something down there. Let's do some mind-blowing math if you were to toss something into this icy abyss. Say, a stone or ice chunk, it would take about 21 seconds to hit bottom. Now, during that 21-second wait, you'd still hear echoes and reverberations, making it sound like an epic battle scene or a super piercing alarm. But here's the crazy part, this object wouldn't be taking a leisurely stroll. Nope. It'd be zooming through the borehole at a blistering 745 kilometers per hour. That's roughly 463 miles per hour, equivalent to the speed of a commercial airliner. But here's what's even more astonishing. The wait isn't over yet. After our speedy stone or ice chunk finally hits bottom, it'll take another 6.27 seconds for us to hear that final splash. Now, while this borehole is seriously deep, we actually have a contender that takes the cake, Lake Vostok, nestled beneath Antarctica's icy surface and located near Russia's Vostok station. This colossal subglacial lake is not only massive, but also holds the title as the largest one of its kind. Can you imagine anything even remotely close to this hidden gem? In a groundbreaking mission, scientists finally made contact with Lake Vostok back in 2012 after drilling down an astonishing 3,768 meters. That's a whopping 12,362 feet. The ice shield above this hidden lake is incredibly thick, but what they found below was truly remarkable liquid water. And not just any temperature, it was a toasty plus 10 degrees Celsius or 50 degrees Fahrenheit. To put that into perspective, in Antarctica's freezing climate, that's practically balmy. Now, you might wonder what keeps Lake Vostok from freezing solid. It's actually a double whammy: the crushing weight of all that ice overhead and geothermal heat from deep within Earth's core working together to keep it liquid. Scientists believe this isolated Antarctic oasis has been hidden under ice for an astonishing 15 million years, giving its potential inhabitants ample time to evolve in complete darkness. But what would happen if we were to drop something into the borehole above Lake Vostok? Imagine throwing a piece of ice or even just a stone down that shaft. Would you hear a gentle splash after a few seconds? Unfortunately, trying to predict this is a real challenge. So what happens when scientists finally reach the surface of this mysterious lake? Well, they don't just start swimming around. Instead, they let some of that water rise up to the surface and freeze in place. Not because they want to go back to drilling, but because this fresh ice is actually a treasure trove for lab analysis. And before reaching Lake Vostok, scientists used super special fluids during their drilling process to prevent the hole from freezing over completely. But if we were to drop something into the lake today, sadly, it's likely that the borehole would have already frozen solid, sealing the surface of Lake Vostok from prying eyes and curious objects for now. But here's the catch: it's currently impossible for us to reach Lake Vostok. The extreme conditions and the frozen borehole make it inaccessible. Thanks for watching this video about one of Earth's most enigmatic lakes. If you found this content fascinating,